Bezrat Hashem, parasha of this week, Parashat Ekev. Edvar Torah for the parasha, it says in the beginning of the parasha, Vaya Ekev tishmun in mitzvotai asher anuchi mitzveh etchem. And it will be at the end when you listen to my commandments that I commanded you, right? V'shamar Hashem Elokecha et haberit, and Hashem also will keep the covenant that He made up with you. Rashi says in the beginning of the parasha, what's Vaya Ekev tishmun? Ekev comes from the word Hebrew word Akev. Akev means the heel. It says Rashi, what's tishmerun? You should watch out, you should observe. What should observe? You should observe for those mitzvot that you step on with your heel. Which means sometimes we don't pay attention to small mitzvot. And Rashi says those mitzvot kalot, those easy mitzvot, we step on them, right? So Chachamim give us few examples. One of the examples is brought down is sometimes we put our talit in the morning, right? And we don't pay attention, the tzitziot, right? The strings are rolling on the floor. And then by mistake, as we sit or as we stand, we step on top of the tzitziot. Vaya ekev tishmeun, you're stepping with your heel on top of mitzvot kalot. Mitzvah kala is like tzitzit, right? You're stepping in it. Watch out. Don't do that. Also, you're putting on the tefillin. So sometimes you unroll the strap from your hand and the strap goes on the floor, right? Would you put something important on the floor? If something would be very, very important for you, would you put it on the floor? No. Tefillin, the strap of the tefillin is holy. You cannot throw it in the garbage when it's finished. If you cut a piece of it, you cannot throw it in the garbage. You have to put it into genizah. It served the tefillin, which is like a sefer Torah, right? So how can we let our straps of tefillin roll on top of the floor? So always we take our straps of tefillin, we put it on a table, on a chair, and we wrap it around the head and our hands, and we wrap it on our heads, right? So this is also something that we have to watch out. Other things, for example, when you do berachot, would you do it correctly, nicely, or we rushing it? When we do mitzvot, for example, for Shabbat, right? Are we trying to get the most beautiful things for Shabbat? A nice tablecloth, right? A nice set of dishes, a nice kiddush cup, a nice candelabra to light the lights of Shabbat, right? This is mitzvot kalot. Really? You can do the mitzvah in anything, or a candelabra out of brass. You can do also any type of dishes, right? But you want to give importance. Vaya ekev tishmeun. If those easy mitzvot you'll pay attention to, says Hashem, I'll also pay attention to you. V'shamar al Hashem Elokecha et habrit v'et hachesed. It says that 350 years ago lived a big, great rabbi called the Chatam Sofer, Rabbi Moshe Sofer. And he would accept certain level of students to the yeshiva. They have to be geniuses to get into his yeshiva. He had almost 500 students in his yeshiva. And people would come for interviews, but not everybody would get accepted. One day, two students came to be accepted in his yeshiva. One of them was very, very brilliant. He was a genius. The other one was a middle-class student, which knew what he's talking about, but he wasn't the greatest scholar of Torah. They came to get tested, and at the end of the interview, the Chatam Sofer told the genius, you know what, you're a genius and very bright boy. I'm sure that any yeshiva would be happy to accept you. And he told them that he has no room for him. But for the other boy, which was not such a genius, right, the Chatam Sofer accepted him and he told him he can start next month to come into yeshiva, to dorm there and to learn over there. The entourage of the rabbi asked him, Rabbi, how can you refuse the brilliant boy? That's all the yeshiva was about brilliant boys. Why did you refuse the brilliant boy and took this boy? So the Chatam Sofer told him, it happens to be that when the two students came, I was by the window thinking about something, and I saw the two come. Then I saw on the floor, right, the skach, the branches of skach that we use for Sukkot, and they were lying on the floor. When the two boys came, I saw the brilliant boy stepping on top of the skach of the branches and coming towards my house. The other boy, I saw he went around. He didn't want to step on top of the schach. For me, says the Khatam Sofer, a person who takes care of those small type of mitzvot and goes around, it's much more important than a brilliant boy that steps on top of a mitzvah that served us for Sukkah. The Sukkah is a holy thing. Yes, after Sukkot, really the mitzvah is finished, but still give some honor to something that served you for a mitzvah. To tell you, let's start paying attention to the small mitzvot, not the big ones, the small ones, and Hashem also will start paying very careful attention for all of us. I wish you Shabbat Shalom u'mevorach.